Okay, we should be streaming now. All right, everyone, how's it going? Of course, I hit start and I immediately get a frog in my throat. Love that. Starting just a little bit early, let people hop online, start their streams, and yeah, get everybody up and running. So just give it a few minutes, let everyone hop on, and we will get started here shortly. And if you want to share this, please do. If you're in Facebook, share it to other groups, share it to on your own page, let other people see it. Invite everyone to participate that way. That'd be great. And I will be trying to follow the chat and answer any questions as they come up, as long as it doesn't get off too much on a tangent. Okay, so just getting myself situated here. And all right. So what is this video all about? This video or this live is primarily for just an update on what's going on with the rally, and um, that's it pretty much. What's going on with the rally. So let's get right into it. So we've got a stage. It's not a very big stage, but it's a stage. It's going to elevate people off of the ground, so it'll be easier for your people to be seen and heard. We got a sound system so that you can definitely hear them better. Big thing, we got porta potties. We got those set. Those are going to be there. It's not as critical this time because the buildings are actually going to be open. I think I said this before, but the buildings, the legislative building, the visitor center, all those places are going to be open and available with restrooms too. So um, finding relief in that way should not be an issue for anybody. Um, the food vendors. So far, we've got one. Now, this has been a challenge. Part of it was that we really rushed event put together in a short period of time, and we also didn't get the official permit finished and okayed until Monday, or until this past Monday. So being able to lock in food vendors has been a lot of a challenge because it's short notice. So right now we've got one. Gonna have some awesome kettle corn. It's gonna be great. But we're still working on others. The great thing is that if they don't materialize, the event that time frame to 2 to 4 in the afternoon shouldn't be a time where everyone's too hungry. So we'll keep you updated, and we'll let you know by Friday whether or not you should eat a big lunch before you come down to the rally. But if you know any vendors, if you know any food vendors, food trucks, people that sell let's see, we got kettle corn, but if you know ice cream vendors or snow cones or hot dogs or anything like that, unfortunately, the corn dog guy that we had last May can't make it this time. Um, don't want to get into his situation, but yeah, he can't make it, so kind of bummer on that. And some of the other ones that do want to be here don't have permits for Thurston County. So lots of challenges on that. But if you know somebody interested, we still got a couple phone calls out to some food trucks. So hopefully we'll get that in line so you all can help improve that situation. Go ahead and give them the my email address, tyler@hazardousliberty.com. Direct them to the website. Should be able to have no problem there. As far as the speaker lineup that we got, the wonderful, fantastic, amazing Glenn Morgan from WeTheGovern.com is going to be serving as our MC. Awesome. Thank you, Glenn, for doing that. We also got State Representative Jim Walsh, who's going to be he's going to be there. I don't want to say he's going to be bringing up the trailing end, because anytime Jim speaks, it's definitely not the trailing end. But he's going to be there bolstering, bringing a lot of the information. He has been out, as far as our representatives go. He has been on the front line, out there doing the work on all of our behalf, for the cause of liberty, and especially for this. And he has a depth of knowledge and a way of communicating that is just outstanding. And it would not be an awesome event if he was not there. So he's going to be speaking. Then we've got speakers that are coming from all of you. Excuse me. All of you. That's why we're doing this event, is for all of you to be there and to share your stories and to tell what's happening to you, the threat that's happening to you. Tell us if you can afford to lose your job, and what it's going to mean if the governor goes ahead with this threat, and what it's going to mean for the state. What is this going to do for us when hospitals get shut down, when the ferries can't run, when the prisons have to shut down, and puts other guards' lives in danger because the guards that won't get vaccinated because it's their choice to not get vaccinated end up getting fired. We need to share these stories, vocalize these stories, and let the media and let the governor know that there is a large number of us and we're not just simply going to give in. So on that though, if you know people who are willing to speak up, please keep sending them my way, because I don't think we can have too much of this. And I don't think we can have too many sectors and agencies represented. So if you've got teacher friends, educator friends, bus drivers, sanitation workers, correction officers, ferry workers, Department of Transportation, the list goes on and on, state troopers, firefighters. We are reaching out to all these organizations. Some of them are reluctant because they don't want the retaliation. Some of them are saying that they can't speak out because of their position, and the state's clamping down pretty hard on them. So first of all, if you have already agreed to speak and are willing to speak, I applaud you for your bravery. I think we need some more people to be brave and step up and be a voice for everybody else who can't speak. Sarah, get me an email, get me a message, and I will, definitely. As along those lines, no candidates. This is not a campaign or a political rally. Okay. Now I know I've got Representative Walsh speaking, but as I explained, he has been on the front line of this as our state representative the entire time. And he's not there as a candidate. He's not there as a politician per se. He's there as a lover of liberty. And he is going to be the only politician. If I have my way, he's going to be the only politician that's going to be on stage at all the entire time. So I know a lot of people have reached out to me from various campaigns. Look, you are more than welcome to be there. We've got an area that are to set up for 10 by 10 pop-ups. So if the candidates want to be there and talking and interacting with people, then we can, certainly have them there, and we're very welcome to be there, but they're not going to be on stage speaking. That's for all of you to share your stories. Okay. So no, I get it. They've been at these events. I'm not saying they haven't, but this is a non-political event. This is not a campaign stop. Okay. So that's all I'm really going to say on that. That's what it is. So if they want to come and be a part of it and share in it and interact with people, they're more than welcome to. They can set up a 10 by 10 pop-up, a table, and interact with people, but they're not going to be on stage. Also, now's a good time to remind everyone, and we'll probably remind you between now and the event. The new laws are in place concerning open carry. This is at the Capitol campus, so no open carry. But you can still conceal carry, and I encourage you to do so. As far as the exact definitions of open, concealed, well, little hazy in there. But what I would recommend is that there are going to be a large number of people, I think, there that like I said before, they're not in 100% ideological agreement. Some of them may not even be 20% in ideological agreement on anything else, but on this. And I would just encourage people to exercise their freedom um, in the most kind and loving way possible. And that's up to you guys. Okay. Now, that's most of the rally update. That's everything we know so far and everything we have to date. Jim and I actually are going to do a live from the campus the night before, so Friday evening. We'll get that scheduled probably around 5:30 ish time frame. He and I will be on site, kind of the calm before the storm the night before, and give you some more updates. But like to take just a few minutes to talk about the post rally. Okay, what do we do after we all get together and support each other? The number one thing is support all the other rallies and all the other events that are happening. Mine's not the only show in town. Of course, I want everyone to be at my show on Saturday. But there's a lot of other groups, and you guys know this. There's a lot of other groups doing a lot of other activities throughout the state, and we need to continue to support each other at every opportunity that we possibly can. The pressure is only going to mount as the October deadline becomes closer. So the more of these that we can do, the better, honestly. So let's continue to support that. We have to commit to each other. Let me kind of start this again. We have to commit to each other that we are going to continue to support each other after the rally. Okay, we have to commit to each other that if we're going to call the governor's bluff, if he follows through and people do lose their jobs, we need to be prepared to support each other in that as well. So we need to have funds being established, foundation type funds being established for the people to help support the people who are willing to take this all the way. Now, this is not a gift that I have for organization on these types of things. So please don't look to me to organize this. But this is one of the types of things that we need to be thinking about and starting now. We need to think beyond the rally, and we need to be prepared for the tyranny to get worse, because it's going to. We might be able to successfully push back this time. And I believe we can. But we have to prepare for it to get worse, because it's going to. If we haven't learned that in the last 18 months, what are we waiting for? What is it going to take? It's going to continue to get worse. They are not going to let up. They are going to continue to pound this on the state employees. They're going to continue to pound this on the students. It will apply to all the children eventually, probably sooner rather than later. They're getting emboldened by it, and it is going to affect all of us. Federal employees, general public, they're going to force this on us if we do not stand up, and we need to be prepared as they start to do that. The last thing that I'm going to say, and I really hope this doesn't come across as being ungrateful in any way. Thank you. Huge thank you to everyone who has donated to the event. I appreciate all of the support that we've gotten so far. It's great. It's wonderful. It has allowed us to put the things that we have together so far. More is always welcome, because we've still got some things outstanding that need to get filled in there, cost wise. But I'm a little disappointed. Not in that in the support directly to me, but in the support in general. We see a lot of the chatter. Okay. We see a lot of the um on Facebook, we see people sharing the posts, sharing events, talking, networking, and that's great, and that all needs to happen. But as they say, the proof is in the pudding sometimes. Um, we have just in one Facebook group alone, one of the anti-mandate groups, over 30,000 members of that group. Okay. If even a third, oh shoot, even a fifth of the members of that group show up on Saturday, it's going to be a story that cannot be ignored. It's going to be national and international news. And that's the kind of response that we need to have. And we need to not only have that on Saturday, we need to be having that every time we have an event places. It's wonderful, the couple hundreds that are showing up here and there and doing stuff. And I'm not diminishing that in any way. What I'm saying is it can be more. It needs to be more. This is the fight that we keep talking about waiting for. We keep talking about if they got to be careful, if they push us. They've pushed us. The question is, are we going to respond? Are we going to push back? We can't be satisfied waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. We have to take action. And if we don't take this action, we're never going to take the next action. If we don't take these steps, we'll never get to the next step. And you all know what the next step means. So, last night I was a little, honestly, was a little disheartened, mostly because I was having trouble getting food trucks, and the sound system that I thought that I had fell through, and I was just kind of a low point in the organizing of the event. But it was also just a general sense of, man, I know people are really fired up, but are they really fired up? I know people don't like what's happening, but are they uncomfortable enough to do anything about it yet? I hope so. I believe so. And I want you all to make this video make me look sheepish by blowing it out of the park, knocking it out of the park, blowing it out of the water. Sorry, mixed metaphors. On Saturday. Okay. You're absolutely right. This is it. We can't, if we lose on this, if we cede to the state the principle that the state has ownership of our bodies, what else are we going to do? Parents, are you worried about your children? Are you worried about what might happen to your children if you fight back? Are you worried that if something happens to you, that your children are going to be not taken care of? Well, I got news for you. If you cede on this, if you allow this to happen, you've already lost your children. You've already lost them to the state. Because you said that the state owns your children and the state owns you. This is not something we can run and hide from. This is not something that we can say, I'll just step off to the side. I'll get an exemption and it won't affect me, and I'll keep my head down and preserve myself for the next battle. There is no next battle. There's not. If we lose this, there's no next battle. So I have nothing but sympathy for people who are facing this very difficult situation. I am with you in that. As a federal employee, I am with you in that. I'm not facing the deadline yet, but it's coming. I know that it's coming, and I already know the decision that I'm going to make. We have to band together, and we have to stand together. If we don't, then nothing else about the United States, nothing else about freedom matters. So, don't want to end on a depressing note, but that is where we're at. So, I'm hoping what I would like to see is in the next day or two, I'd like to see the event plastered everywhere. Honestly, you can't share this too enough. Facebook is throttling it back. They're throttling me way back. So, I don't even see updates on my own page. I have to go into my page and look at it as a visitor to see people commenting on it, because Facebook refuses to let me know people are commenting on my posts. I honestly don't know why they haven't just shut me down yet. But this is all on you guys. Really, it is. It's all on you. You need to talk to every single state employee that you know. Make sure that they're going to be there. If they want to speak, if they're willing to share their story, please get them in touch with me. I am going to be on the radio. I'm going to be on Ari Hoffman's show on Friday at 4:30 and KVI, and I'm going to be on the Lars Larson show at 1:45 on Friday. He broadcasts out of Seattle, out of Portland, but he covers both Washington and Oregon. I believe he's also on KVI up here, and Todd Herman's been great. He's been talking about it during his show. Don't know if he's gonna be able to fit me into his schedule to actually be on the air with him before the event, but he's already talking about it like crazy. So we'll get the word out a little bit more, but it's all on you guys. Get the word out, spread the word, and we will see you guys on Saturday, and it's gonna be fun. It's gonna for people who've been to these things before, been to rallies, and I know they're energizing. You get with a bunch of other people who are in exactly the same situation, feel exactly the same things that you do, the frustrations, the anger, the bitterness, and all that stuff. And you build each other up positively, because you're able to vent all that negative crap, and realize we're not isolated. We're not alone. We're not the minority that the governor wants to think that we are, or some of our, I hate to say it, some of our really hateful coworkers. I have seen some people share confident posts from their coworkers. I mean, we've all seen that thing with the one teacher out of Evergreen school system. I think it was Evergreen. Yeah, Washington State teacher. Talking about how she hopes that we all die. How it would be great if we just got out of the way. Other people saying, "Oh, they're a bunch of murderers, all these unvaccinated people," and it's just, sometimes we get too isolated in that, and it's great to be with other people who support our position, which is freedom. So again, we're not anti-vax. We're not, kook conspiracy theorists, at least not all of us. I might be a little bit, but we simply believe in the principle of freedom, the principle of liberty, and the very fundamental idea that if I cannot control what happens to my body and what goes into my body, then I have no freedom whatsoever. And we need to stop pretending like we do, if that's the case. So that's all. I appreciate you all tuning in. Hopefully it hasn't been too depressing. Sorry, I kind of went dark side there a little bit. but I felt it important to share that with you, to share with you, the highs and the lows. Uh, I think Saturday is going to be a big high, um, and then we'll see what comes of it. But keep networking with each other, keep building more friendships and coalitions with each other, and if we need to take next steps, well, it starts with little steps first, and we talked about that already. So, love you guys. Keep up the faith, keep up the fight, keep sharing this event like crazy. Get everybody that you possibly know to it, and we will have a blast. Other than that, we will see you on Friday evening with Jim Walsh down at the Capitol the night before, and we'll keep looking on the page for updates. Okay. God bless. Have a great night. We will talk to you all later.